What's good, YouTube? Dropping the top 5 point guard. This is going to be the hardest one to do because there's so many great point guards in the league. They stacked. Some of them score, some of them pass first, some play good D, some is more efficient. It's going to be hard. I don't really think nobody can really get this one right. I think it just goes to perspective and what you look for in a point guard. So I'm just going to try to do this to the best of my ability. If you want to debate, comment section below. Be open-minded. Let's have fun about it. Don't take it too serious. This is just my opinion, my analysis. And if you disagree, we can debate about it in the comment section below. But like I said, goes to your preference, I should say. And my first point guard, Steph Curry, obviously took a seat back, but he did average 30 on 50 and 40 and almost 90. So Steph Curry is definitely the most efficient besides CP. He can get a shot off virtually at any time. He can knock down. He can get hot. He can go for 50. He can go for 60. But he does it efficiently and he does it consistently. Obviously, his numbers went down because he had to share the load with Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and the other players on the bench and in the starting lineup. So his numbers had to take a hit, but you can't devalue what he can do. And he's a two-time MVP for a reason. And the guy averaged 30 on 50% for a whole 82-game season. And he went to the finals without Kevin Durant and was able to win. Even though he didn't get the finals MVP, he did have a legitimate argument for being the finals MVP, even though he didn't get it with Andre Iguodala. So I'll still give it to him. My second point guard would be Russell. I'm not a real Russell Westbrook fan, and I usually would have him third, but he had a spectacular season. He carried the team to 47 wins, I believe, almost 50 wins. He was able to average a triple-double, haven't been done since Oscar Robertson, another point guard who didn't win MVP. I didn't think Russell deserved the MVP either, just to be honest, but he is relentless. He attacks, he can pass, he can rebound. He's not really a great defender, and he's not really the most efficient player, but he carried the team to 47 win and averaged a triple-double for 82 games, and they made it to the playoffs. So he did embarrass himself a little bit, too, in the playoffs, but his team was bad. I feel like he had a better team than what people said. But, of course, when you're a superstar, when you win, you get all the credit, and when you lose, you get all the hate. So this year he got all the credit for carrying the team. He got rewarded the MVP, and I guess that's all I can say about it. But I usually would have him third under Chris Paul, but Chris Paul would go 3 because Russell had a better statistical season and his team did win 47 games. But Chris Paul just been so injury prone so much these last couple seasons. He just can't stay healthy. He's still efficient. He's still dominant. He's still one of the hardest players to guard and gear a defense around because he's constantly running through screens, pick and rolls, and constantly keeping his dribble alive to find holes in the defense. And you have to give him credit for that because he's still virtually unguardable in the 5. And this is 5 people on the court, and he's still one of the most unguardable, efficient players in the league. He doesn't really turn over the ball really at all. He can knock down the mid-range at a high percentage. I think he's the best mid-range shooter in the league. But that's a point guard, not because, you know, you got Anthony Davis and LeBron and Kawhi Leonard and KD. But for his position, he's one of the best mid-range scorers. He's one of the best three-point shooters, too. And he's probably the best point guard defender besides John Wall, but I'll give it to Chris Paul. And that's over Patrick Beverly, who got traded for him. So you gotta give credit to Chris Paul. He's still the third best. I know he never went to the Western Conference Finals. I know he never went to the NBA Finals, and I know he's been injured a lot. But what the guy can do, they traded their whole roster. Remember, they traded Eric Gordon, Chris Kaman, Al-Farouq Aminu, all these players for Chris Paul, and they couldn't even make the playoffs without him. Soon as they trade all those players for Chris Paul, next thing you know, they won 50 games every season, including this year. So, and they went to 7 games without Blake Griffin. And they had injuries with Blake Griffin. And then they had injuries with Chris Paul. So they still was able to win 50. So that was a trade that was worth making because you made the playoffs every year. And they couldn't even do that really, even without and before Chris Paul. Another player I want to say for fourth is John Wall. I'm a huge John Wall fan. He made it to the semifinals twice already. He almost won 50 games twice. He might win 50 next year if they can continue to get better and grow. And the East did get weaker, so it might be even easier for them to win 50. But he has made it to the second round twice. He came 1 game short of being in the Eastern Conference Finals. The guy has finally made an All NBA team. He's a great defender. He's an unselfish player. He raised his efficiency to 45%. His three-point shooting is the last thing he got to add. His mid-range jumper has improved. It still ain't elite. It still ain't dominant, but it's enough where you got to keep the defense honest. He probes the defense. He picks out when he wants to pass. You never know when he's going to pass or when he's going to score. I love John Wall. He's one of my favorite players in the game, and he's so fun to watch because you never know what he's going to do next. And he hit that big shot over Boston to force a Game 7. That's a real superstar. And he finally got rewarded on his All-NBA team. Fifth, this is debatable. You can have Isaiah Thomas because he had one breakout season, which was this year. You can have him. You can have Damian Lillard. You can have other guards that you believe, Mike Conley's and players like that. Those are just honorable mentions. I got to go with Kyrie. The guy became an All-Star MVP, a FIBA MVP. He became an All-NBA player. He raised his efficiency. He's a clutch fourth quarter player. He can cross over, handle the ball. The biggest problem with Kyrie is that he haven't proved that he can carry a franchise to the playoffs. Ever since he been the number one guy, he never carried the team to a positive record. That's something that's always going to be held over his head until he can break it or he won a championship. So now he achieved the ultimate goal. He can be one of the best players on the championship team, and he can be a starting point guard on a championship team because he did that last year. So he proved that already. To me, I don't think he should want to get traded. To me, I would just stay in Cleveland either until LeBron leaves or until the team becomes fully yours. He's still young. He shouldn't be, because that just increased the injuries and the toll on his body. And like I said, he already won a championship. So I think he should just stay in Cleveland, work it out with LeBron, talk it out with LeBron, and try to move forward in a positive direction because you don't want to go backwards trying to win a championship when you're already on a championship team. Cleveland is damn near going to be guaranteed to go to the finals again because the East is basically just Boston and Washington and Toronto. And Cleveland been able to beat them every year, and it ain't going to be no difference this year. So to me, Kyrie should just stay in Cleveland until it's his time to carry the throne because the team's still going to be stacked even without LeBron if he leaves because most of these people are under contract for multiple years. So I just stay in Cleveland, try to win another title, and if I can't win another title, the franchise is going to be mine, and then we can build it around me. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis signing out. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Let me know your top 5 point guards in the comment section below. Also, check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Check out the Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. The links will be in the comment section and in the description. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis signing out, and let me know what you guys think about this list.